Hi, thanks for checking out our channel here. This is going to be we're going to do a how to repair video on a set of Gallagher scales. This scale is ours that we use here is a W210 scale that we've been using for years for testing, true test and Gallagher low bar, load cells, stuff like that. So this is for the alloy load bars that Gallagher has out. They've had them around for 20 years or better. We worked on these cells, this particular one back in March of this year. Said it was working great, and then all of a sudden started having trouble again. Well, the cells we didn't do nothing with. I even wrote on the side test the specs and the date. So I don't remember what we did to it last time. But he said, I think you put a new connector on there, which does look like it's newer because it's like a dark black and this is kind of faded. So I think this is probably original, and this is this has been replaced. But he said it gets a funny code on it. I don't remember what he said the code was on his indicator screen. So we're going to take this mess here and untangle it, and we're going to plug it into the scale. He says other load bar's still working fine, so something's wrong with this one here. So I'll turn it on here. Put on M for manual, that way it doesn't lock on anything. Okay, we're not getting any kind of code here. Let me bend the cable around. Sometimes you bend them around and it trigger something, which usually goes off real quick. Well, sometimes it feels triggered. Now we're starting to get some weirdness going on, but that's just me moving the cables around. Let's trace this cable. Use my camera here. See if I find a bad spot in the cable, possibly. Well, cable looks good. I'm kind of squishing and twisting on it and see if I can get any kind of weird signal or error code or bouncing around. Did something there. Oh, there it was. Now it's doing it. See? So I don't think it's in this connector. I think it's in this cable. Yep, it's in the cable somewhere. See? No, we tested the cable, but he got something wrong here somewhere. I think it's towards this end here. Oh, there it is. Right there. See, look. Yep, see, it's right in this last little bit here. You can see the cable's been stepped on or something, just chewed on maybe, but soft spot right there. There it is, right there, right that soft spot's at. There's his problem. So his cells are probably fine, but we got some kind of problem right there in the cable. That was I thought this was gonna be a hard one to find. Usually these code problems like this are sometimes easy. Easy to figure out. Sometimes they take a little bit. This one wasn't too bad, but let me get a cable tie here. And we'll bring this cable back to like the spring. Bring it back to like right here. So you can keep it out of the way for a second. So we'll cut it back to like right here. And then we're going to cut these cells cable's real long, so we have plenty to work with. And then this little potted box is going to go in the trash. Alright, let's just put my scale over to the side. Alright, we'll strip that, we'll cut off a little bit more. I think we got too much exposed. That should be good. Hey, Dad, are you going outside?
No, not yet. I will. What do you want?
Well, so if you go outside, in the cup holder in the van, there's a, I think it's in there, it's a little white box. Can you go grab that? It's like a little white, yeah. It's not there. Oh, it should be one of the couple right by the console. Put that over my shoulder for a second, then we're going to strip these back and we're going to test these cells again individually. And then we'll ohm these out. These are probably okay. Alright. So I'm going to get my meter out and I'm going to do a ohms check between the different color combination of wires. You find that box?
It's real small.
Yeah.
Nothing in it, just a little.
Yeah, just a little shell.
Come on. Damn it. Come on.
Okay, this one's good. I think we'll do one more check here.
Yes?
Yeah, that's it.
Go on.
Wrong combination. Alright, cells are still good. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put these cells together. I need to, oh good, I got some epoxy still. Probably wants another can of food. Need something to work on though, or are you going outside?
For just a second.
Yeah, there's lots over there. There's a handful of Cyclops, there's a stack of them. Like, no, over on the floor in front of the shelves. Get a handful of parts for them. So now what we're doing, we're trying to get this untangled here. I'm trying to put, color to color, white to white, black to black, and so on. And then we're going to take the cable, take its 4 wires, and we're going to put them together color to color. But these. let me go get my little connector cover things, and we'll get these all covered up. And we'll grab 4 of those. Need a pair of pliers. How's that work? And we're just going to open it up a little bit, kind of an oval shape, and I want to make it more round. Got each of them. And then we'll take these, call it the filling so they don't get caught on these little connectors as we're putting it in there. Alright, and we'll get another little cable tie. So I'm going to get these kind of, all these 3 cables, kind of get them even. Alright. Let's bring the scale back over. Get rid of that glare. Put on M for manual. That way it doesn't automatically lock on if something weird goes on. So we'll take this cable, we're going to bend it around here again, and we'll kind of squeeze on it and move it around as we're going along, feeling for any kind of other bad spots, and then we'll kind of work the cable around. And so far it's not bouncing around, it's not giving us any kind of weird readings, codes, or anything, so I think we've solved our issue. So I'm just running my hand across it as I'm going, just doing this and bending it around, stuff like that. Just trying to work it over a little bit, see if it gives us any kind of other codes, and so far it's not. So, and it didn't do it over here earlier, so I think we're still good there. Okay, so I think we're fine there. I know the cell's ohmed out good, but I'm going to do a pressure test real quick. I'm just going to put pressure, I'm going to put on the edge of my bench here, put pressure here, and I'll go back to right about here, right before it curves downwards, about right about there. The transducers are inside here for the little bridge that's inside there that little potted box, or this little box here, get some epoxy, and we need to, I got a little jig that I put everything in. And I'll show you a little jig I made up a long time ago. Took a case off of a Zariba unit, a little alligator clip to kind of help hold things. And I'll take a drill. Not that drill. How's my drill at? Let me go find my drill. Alright, I got my bolt here that I got to put back in there, but I want to sure get the right drill bit to. Oh, I think that's the right one. I gotta be kind of careful I don't crack and break this, but go about dead center. Alright, we'll put washer there, put that. That's the right, yep, there we go, put like that. And I got this little jig here to hold already in there. That, like that. We'll take this nut here, it's on the back side. Oh, something not right here. I'm going to chisel away some of this epoxy that's built up there over time. It's kind of getting in the way of the little box to sit flush. Now it should sit flat. There it goes. Now it's sitting flush and flat. Take this nut here. That nuts, or that head of the bolt still. I'm going to give this a few turns till it's pretty tight. Okay. Now, load cells, and we'll flip them around this direction, make sure that they're not tangled up here. And this goes in like that. And this helps hold them so they stay down. Once we kind of get where we want them, like that. It doesn't sit flat because this threaded bolt sticks through, so I just use the edge of the load cell as to rest it on, like that. And I'll take this cable, put off to the side, we'll pull this back up like that. We'll get this tube of epoxy. Takes a full tube of 2-part epoxy, and then I've got a stir stick here. Until I've used it quite a bit, it's got some dried epoxy all over it, which doesn't hurt anything. And I take back off the epoxy a little bit, and then I cut off the end. Squirt it in here. Take the whole tube. So I usually put about half in one way, flip it around, put the other half in the other way. Take the whole thing. And then we'll take that stir stick. I sacrificed a drill bit thing, whatever. Stir it up. Gotta get down in there deep so that way it gets everything mixed up good. I'll wipe off some of the excess I can. Take this. Push it down inside there. Get on the side there. And wait for it to harden up. It takes a little bit of time for the epoxy to cure. I usually don't do this on the bench. I usually take it off to the side and go do it somewhere else. But we'll just do it right there so you guys can see how it's done. So let the epoxy dry. Once the epoxy dries, it turns hard as a rock. And then we'll undo the clip, undo the nut on the back side, pull the whole epoxy and everything out, the box and everything out. We'll put the nut back on there. I always throw a washer on there because I don't know if the guy owns this, has his washer still. That this epoxy box goes in the center of the low bar frame, and there's a little thing that goes over it to hide all the wires, and that bolt goes through there, and the nut goes on there. But I put this on there so that way it sandwiches up against that thing and helps hold things inside the low bar all together. So I'll just throw that in there. But this is basically done. So if you'd like to check out more of us, our website is cattlescalerepair.com. There are links down in the description down below. Ship things to us and everything, links to our websites and everything. But we work on a lot of electric fence boxes of different brands, but we do work on the cattle skills and low bars, mostly Gallagher and True Test, but we'll take on about any of them. And we do free quotes, but this was a nice semi-easy fix. Just had to figure out what the problem was. Repairing it wasn't too bad once you figured that out. So well, hopefully you like this kind of stuff. If you'd like to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, send us something to work on. We'd be happy to work on it for you. But until next time, we'll see you later on.